What's wrong, Socky?
Well, Jim Henson, the creator of the Muppets and Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal is dead, and no one's going to replace him. The greatest puppet master of all time is dead. Why are you crying? Yes.
Socky, calm down. Calm down. Socky, you need to know that Jim Henson's work still lives on, and sure, he's gone, but the Muppets and other great films of his still live on. Just look at the Dark Crystal, for instance. It's a great story of how so much work and effort can go into puppet movies, and the final product is amazing. In the world of Labyrinth, every single piece was meticulously graded, from the set design to the characters, including the late and great David Bowie. So yeah, there's also, and the Dark Crystal is also the same tier as Labyrinth, although it's not as iconic and meme-worthy, but the set design, including the plants, like in the swamp scenes, that never really played into any other parts of the story, were still there and still had moving parts that allowed them to make the scene feel even more realistic. Yeah, so, Socky, remember any of the creatures in the film? There were tons of them. There were tons of different races within the film, like the little people that I can't remember the name of, but they had their own language too. And although they didn't have much time in the movie, the way they moved and the way they talked left an impact, so that I can still remember all the little voices and the little dance scene that they had, which was really quite fun. And I think the teacher probably heard me laugh too, because I had the most obnoxious laugh in the world. But back to the creatures, there's so many different moving parts. I remember that in a documentary on the film, there were at least 3 people to a puppet that had to move the arms and the positions of the puppet, such as the Scraxies. Scraxies? Yeah. And, Socky, there's also a lot. While the voice acting in the film wasn't great, the puppets themselves had relatively good emotions. Although, considering that they are puppets, they couldn't move and display emotions as much as they could. So, in scenes where they were riding another puppet, they couldn't really move at all. And you probably didn't notice that, Socky, did you? And the voice acting isn't that great either, but considering it's the 80s and maybe acting wasn't as serious back then, and it's also a puppet film, it's probably aimed more for kids.
But the world wasn't really built up upon.
Yeah, I know. The scene, the editing in the beginning was very focused on explaining how the story in the world works, and it was rather repetitive, but considering how deep the world is, just from looking at the set pieces, it was kind of necessary to build it.
But Socky, but Connor, how else can I learn about the world that they're in the movie and Jim Henson's dead?
Well, Socky, you can also look at the book, The World of the Dark Crystal, which was written and published around the same time as the Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go check it out right now. Bye.
This has been the review of the Dark Crystal for my Intro to Cinema class. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.